Okay, see this? See how perfect it is? Armrest. Right there. And that's where my body is.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, couldn't you imagine that attached to the couch?
No! You just framed
look at the space. Your elbow's literally resting on where an armrest should be.
Armrests are... You're, like, referencing the top of this. Why would you...
Okay, wait, that...
Yeah, like, you made no sense.
Oh, the angle's different. Wait, look.
No, look at the way it's angled, like, right here. The way it's a perfect line.
Where's that from?
Lion King.
Yes!
Everybody knows that.
No. Oh god, we're like...
Show the camera.
I was just gonna... My lips were
I
frozen.
saw it though.
That was really scary. That's like when you lick a frozen
Nobody's
pole.
ever fucking done that. Have you ever licked a pole? Like
No, because I've been too scared to because of that.
you think your tongue will rip off?
Yeah. It's like those preventative movies, they show you scary things. This is the mixture that's happening right now. So that you like don't is that a mushroom? No, it's not. I was gonna say, you cook these with random secret things. Does not look like a marshmallow.
Oh, I thought you said mushroom, and I was like,
Oh, did I say mushroom?
yeah. And I was really mad at you. I was like, no.
Wait, pause. You just said, yeah.
I was mad at
Really,
you.
like, snap, yeah.
I was mad. Like, why would I put a fucking mushroom in
You're
your
like,
mouth?
yeah, idiot. No.
Exactly.
Very accurate portrayal of the emotion, though. Like, the tone that you used.
Thanks.
That's so funny.
Get out! What are you even sit down!
I can't because there's no arm.
You're touching that, like, what are you, who are you? So, like, the video, we think that we play catchphrase, but we watch back and it's just us, like, playing with the camera. To
Really?
show,
'Cause I
like,
have
the
nothing.
curves that aren't there. Sit down!
Is that what you were saying? No, you were going on a rant about something, and I wanted to hear it, and then I wanted
Oops.
to break off of it.
Oh, you need to... Fucking mushrooms. Your friends were like, oh, that's cute, Stacia. But that ain't just, like... I didn't just do anything. That is a blueberry cheesecake brownie bottom muffin.
Right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sit down. Sit.
Wait,
You
I
don't
was gonna
fucking
say
sit
something.
down. I don't care. I don't care about
Oh,
you.
it was an Anchorman. Look. They can get away with saying things that are wrong and still have their job. But you have to respect them.
Stop
for how
watching your
they
own
use.
hand.
No, but that's what they do. How they use the screen to figure out what they're pointing at. So, like,
That's not an anchorman, that's a weatherman.
that's what I meant. Whatever. You know what I mean? But look at how, like, they're literally, there's nothing behind them. Like, if I pulled the curtain and had a white screen, that's what's there.
In the video, or in the camera, tell me to point to something, and I will just, like, trying to look at the webcam. Because spatially...
Point to my ass.
No, that's... all I have to do is point there.
You're already wrong.
Okay. Wait.
Point to your
point to
ass.
something.
The staircase.
But that's, like, straight. Okay, here, wait, look. Try to hit my head. This is the No. By looking at that, this is the last thing I'll ask you to do. You have to line up directly.
What? Sit down! Is it coming out of your body?
Oh god, you're right.
Ronnie! Don't do that. Ronnie!
This one, see, for the folks at home, these are different.
Don't, like, take a bite of both at the same time.
Yeah, no, that would be gross.
They look like you could, though.
This is, pineapple, strawberry, chocolate chip, coconut, shredded.
Mango.
Really?
Mango, raspberries, and cream cheese.
What did you raspberry? And there you go. The secret recipe. Was it all today? So, where'd you get the recipe?
I can't look.
You have to put sour cream?
Cream cheese.
That's
You're
what I
dumb.
meant. That's what I meant. You have to do that?
I like that you're like touched by my cream cheese. You should touch my cream cheese.
Oh.
And it made you sad.
Yeah, because I was.
No,
I
I'm
was
sad.
So, did you got that from nowhere? You were just like, oh, I'm gonna make a smoothie, so I'll.
Oh
And
my.
cream cheese? You just have cream cheese?
Isn't it delicious?
That's so sweet.
You're really dumb.
Um.
That is
okay.
not the same girl.
I look terrible. I'm just gonna stay facing this way. Just take my profile.
Let me see it.
Do you like make those?
Do you like make those faces in the mirror? Oh my.
You're so cute. Stop laughing like that. Oh my god, the game! Okay, now we have everything because the water is here, the dessert's here, the gum is here, the Mike's Heart's here, the life cereal is here,
They're all
Yes.
here for you, baby.
banana peel is here.
That character that came out in your face a minute ago is here.
Yeah, that's what
Oh my god. What? We have homies to attend to.
Onions.
Onions!
You know when like someone says something wrong in like a cartoon, and it's like what? Worse every time, so it like zooms in. It's like din, din. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Have you ever seen The Shining?
Are you ignoring what I just asked you?
I don't know what you're saying.
It's like something amazing, I guess. Oh, me too, kid. Me too, kid? Me too, kid! He says me too! Oh, kid! Me too, kid! It's like, and then I thought you got possessive of it, and you're like, no, me too, kid! I'm in pain! Wait, what's the real thing you were trying to say again? Because all I have is me too, kid. Oh, no. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Me too, kid. Oh my god. Okay, breathe. Okay, please. Sit up. Come here, sit up. Put your hands. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna sit. I'm living upset. Oh. What? Are you drowning again? I'm not drowning. You're drowning? No. So why do you ask me to leave? Why would you leave if I was drowning? Save me! I'm drowning and you walk away! Okay, so like... Because you asked me to. But I'm drowning. I'm obviously disoriented. No, because if you were drowning, I would know you were drowning because you'd be in water. This is suffocating. That's the word I meant. Now it makes way more sense. If I was suffocating, how did I even say the words please leave? Because it was like the last word you could muster as you're suffocating someone. And then you actually left? Yeah, because I was like, if those were her last final words before she could like regain her breath, was like, please leave, then like, I need to leave. Do you know, like, okay, like let's say you're dying and you're with a person and it's time for you to say your last words and you know they're your last words. What are they? Like, do you know what your last words are going to be? It would have to, wait, so like you're dying or your friend is dying? No, you're dying and like your friend is just watching in horror, but like, you know you're dying, you've already accepted it, and now it is time for the last words. What are they? Wow, I wonder if it would depend on who you're with. Well, duh, but like it's just, you know, like, character, whatever. No, because... Antagonist. Wait, no. Would you even be aware of who you're with? Yeah, you're lucid. But like, if those were your last words, like, you know they're your last ones, you're that close to death, so you're that aware of the end of your life. So then when you realize they're your last words, it's like, alright, you're closing in on that. And the last
Like,
word
as much
is,
as you're fucking running your mouth, you never got your last words out because you're like, okay, like, so, like, okay, like, you like,
oh,
and
I
then you
said
die.
that.
No, but, like,
Just fucking say it.
Oh. So like, you almost step out of conscious life.
Okay, this is way too complicated. Do you want to know what my last words are?
Wait, and then like, there's a second where it just becomes like, you're part of the spiritual life, but you still are aware of the human life, or the conscious life.
No, you're
You
just...
don't see anyone in front of you. Is what I'm basically what I'm saying is it
What are
won't
you
matter
dying
who
right
the
now? How do
audience
you
is.
freaking know?
I don't. That's just the.
You just know. It's like normal, but you just know.
Oh, okay. All right. So now I know. I'd probably be like, good luck.
it's actually not bad because, like, that is a lot like what I would say.
I would say, I don't know, it would be cliche, but like, I don't have the right words that I would actually use, but I think it'd be something along the lines of like,
I love you.
it should be. Wow, that's a way better answer. I was gonna say make it count.
Gonna kill you?
No, just like, my life is gone, like grab yours.
By the balls?
Basically. Yeah, grab life by the balls.
That's your last words.
Like along those lines, but like more eloquently.
You know what mine would be?
Grab your ear.
No. I would take their face.
You're gonna say something dumb like smell my butt. It's like,
And I'd touch them gently. And I'd look at them very sincere. Because this message is very important.
and you like farted or something.
No. I would tell them the last request I have for this person.
Like
Is they
that.
hold me while I die. Shut the fuck up.
Like your witness.
Is seek therapy. Those would be my last words.
Wow, I didn't realize at all how serious you meant.
No, but like the reason everybody's like, okay, I'm gonna say something fucking. Okay, you're about to die.
You just jumped gears. I was totally unaware of that.
Well,
I was
like-
being, it's so dumb about
I
it.
mean, yeah, because you're like obsessed with buttholes and anuses. It's not my problem. Anyway, so no, you're about to die, right? And they're like, you thinking about yourself, like, what can I leave the world as I die? It don't fucking matter what your last words are because this poor person's stuck with a corpse, and like you just died, and it's like.
Oh, that's such a literal way of saying it.
And no, and then they're just holding you, and it's like, okay, so there's a lot of things they could do with their life next, like maybe drink, or maybe like,
That's such a riddle-esque answer.
or maybe like, like cry and try and kill themselves. All I want is for them to seek therapy because they just went through a very traumatic experience. They don't need to worry about me. I'm dead.
I thought, see, that was kind of why I asked the background to the setting of the situation because I wasn't even.
Well, I was leaving it up to your interpretation. See, if you had asked me that question with no background, with no, like, preliminary, I still would have been very literal about it and been like, well, now this person's stuck with my corpse. What should they do next?
No, because like, say you're in a hospice, and you're like,
The nurse
Wait.
really needs therapy.
that's your job. That's what she does. I mean, every nurse needs therapy.
Yeah,
So I thought like your answer meant like,
I know,
To
but
anybody,
that's just
anywhere.
because you're not a realist. You're a big, daydreamy, hopeless romantic, and so I left that up to you, because if somebody had asked me that still would have been my answer.
because what setting were you imagining?
I was imagining you dying and being at the brink of death, and what would you say to the person you were with? If you decided to make a little John Green novel out of it, then that's your fucking prerogative.
But it's so important to the answer.
But I wanted a Ronnie answer.
Hospice. It's gonna be like a good death for everyone involved. It's like,
You know, like poo all over your butt.
no, like I like went to the bathroom for, and like we had a good time in the bathroom with the nurse, and then like everyone, your whole family's there. They've been waiting. Like, and it's like, okay, like goodbye. You know, everyone gets to say goodbye. Like everyone gets to say their messages. Like I love you. And then they just kind of like the doctor and the nurse is like, oh, this is probably gonna be like the last breath. And then it's like a
Oh,
peaceful
and-
death.
Yeah, so like what would your last words be there? Where it's like expected, it's healthy, it's okay. So, okay, I'll tell you. I would take face my loved one in my hand. And I'd look at them very sincerely because this is my last request. And I'd tell them. That's sort of like the joke of it all because in the movies when this person dies, like they hold them and it's raining and they're sobbing and stuff and then they're like, oh my god, I am their legacy now. I must fulfill all of their dreams. And it's like, no, honey.
Okay.
You're not coping. Like, nobody ever goes to therapy. And people, are you eating paper? Anyway, and
That's what I think about in every movie. Like, okay, have you ever seen Kick-Ass? There's a scene where, like, this girl's dad gets burned alive, right? Just casually. And then next scene, she's like, oh, gotta continue my life. And it's like, no. The movie should be her in a shrink's room, and then credits. Like, and then she's You know what? I just realized a great movie that depicts a proper reaction to that is Lion King, because he doesn't go and seek therapy. He doesn't stand up and do what he needs to do. He goes off to be a lazy hobo jackass. That he hallucinates, and Rafiki and Nala, like he has to go through internal.
wrong.
That's a great representation of dealing with trauma, because he goes off and like is a little shit and then needs help, and when he seeks help, then he rises to his like whatever. Whereas in a lot of things, like the person dies and it's like, did you even go to their funeral? Like, you're on a fucking journey now because of that. Go take a nap.
Wait, is Rafiki real? And I was like, okay, it was a
Because
hallucination.
nobody ever sees Rafiki, remember?
No, but that's what I was thinking. But then I remembered, like, the very first thing you see is Rafiki holding Simba, and it's not like Simba's just levitating.
No, Simba's just like, I think Rafiki dies. Like, I think it's like Rafiki, like he's not around that long. Because he was fucking old.
Oh my god.
When Simba...
Wow, I apologize for all those nerves.
I'm not a shitty girlfriend, and I don't care if you do it. People with all the emotions. Sometimes they clog toilets, but I love you anyway. But I can't, like, burp to the volume that I enjoy in my own house. But you can clog Frederick. I was trying to drive to work today, but your shit was all over the road.
But
like Timon and Pumbaa are obviously not his therapists. Like, they're representing him hobbling away into like his own trauma and not dealing with his problems.
Are they real?
Yeah, they're real. Everybody's real, but like they're still representations of him coping with what happened to him. Their comfort. Scar is like fear. Nala is, you know, love. No, she's like joy. Like, come on, you gotta get this done. You know, she's
Tough love.
motivation. She's motivation, or maybe she's encouragement. But then like Rafiki and Mufasa are both.
Oh my god, I see what you're saying.
They're like.
Yeah, like you were saying, the cathartic like experience.
Their resolve. You really are like so stereotypically high.
You're so sweet.
You're so dumb.
Why? That was so cute.
so, what's the fight then with Scar?
Facing his fears, obviously.
What are
Just
those
his
popular
name.
guys that-
Hans.
I know, right? Or oh no, he's kind of country song.
Once. There.
Once.
A.
Doggy.
Who.
Once.
At.
Stasia.
And.
Tilted.
His.
But
In.
the
Way.
of
My.
but
What?
or after being in clinical, it'll smell like the hospital. That's what you know. Really? Oh, and then my ocean farts. So if I'm wearing a bathing suit and I fart, it smells like ocean.
That's nice.
Like the water, because my bathing suit has ocean water.
That's nice.
Right.
Nim! Come here. Nim, come here. Come here.
Oh, you
Come
were
on.
distracting.
Yay! Okay, get down.
Yeah, no! Oh.
Okay, you step on it when you're walking
dog.
into a house,
A cockroach.
and like
Crap.
it says hi to you,
Take
and
your
it's on
mouth
the
back.
ground.
Cricket.
No,
Bug.
when you walk into a house, it's like
Doormat.
Hey.
Rug. Door rug.
No, go back to the other word.
Doormat.
But like
Mat
not
stand.
door.
Cut the
Not
doormat.
door. It's saying hi. It's greeting
Floor
you.
mat.
It's greeting you.
Doormat.
It's allowing
Greeting mat. Welcome mat.
Yes. It's a synonym for being very smart
Happy.
and knowledgeable about your life.
Intellectual. Perspective.
Like there's like 10 blank
Intuitive.
men. 10 blank men.
Wise men. Ooh, wise.
Cock.
Doggy.
No. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Chicken.
Mm.
Rooster.
What's brown and
Badgers. Sticky. Stick.
okay, you do this at work to give
Waffles.
No,
Serve.
you do mm.
I'm scared. Something dogs play with.
Bone.
Nope, it's bouncy.
Ball.
Plus little girl opposite.
Ball boy?
Yeah. What kids do with each other when they're having fun.
Masturbate.
No, obviously you were gonna go there. What would I be in Florida Keys?
Homeless.
No. Close. 2 words.
Lesbian lovers.
No. But it is like an alliteration.
Lesbian lovers.
No, like it has to do with like the shore, the waves.
Beach bums.
Yeah. I don't even know what appliances you used this morning, but I was like wrapping up and I was like, what's this for? Hold on.
Good story, thanks.
Was it a curly eye?
No.
How do you do this here? Scrunch?
Sometimes.
With what?
Mm.
Like a moose? The moose that we never found? Did you find that? Ultra. Ulta.
You're a boy.
Okay.
Why don't you like me? Why didn't you like
Because you had to wear dresses, which I'm not allowed. Like, formally. We, like, had to play...
It wasn't a thing to play, like, in sports. But, like, it was. But, like, typically at recess, right, like, the flood of children rushes out of, like, the doors. Into, like, the whole back of, like, the school, right? Like, the field side, the swing side, like, the foursquare, the, like, little skippy game, hopscotch, yeah. And, like, the little grassy area and kind of, like, the picnic tables and stuff, right? So the doors open and the kids fly out. And the girls drift in one direction, which are, like, in opposition. Theirs wasn't even out. Like, basically the fields are this way, and the girls fly out this way, and all the boys fly out that way. And, like, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go this way, I guess. 'Cause that's what I really want to do. Even though no one else seems to want to do that. I feel like that's fun.
Well, what were the girls doing? Not sports. At least at recess, I don't know, they were like sitting, maybe talking, or like
Just
drawing.
sitting. What were they doing?
I guess like playing on the jungle gym or like on the swings. The swings was like a big thing for the girls. Like running back inside. The last people that came inside were the ones on the swings because they'd like take a while slowing down because the chains were really long, so they'd get pretty high. And I would always run in from the field and like see the people on the swings. Oh, looks like they're crying. Oh, don't. And I'm like, that looks like fun. So I should do it one session, but like, I would never give up the present session. And then doing half and half is weird because then you either leave your team where you like enter a game halfway through and people don't know how to play you. Yeah, but I can mod. That doesn't mean I can like create a character.
You do all the time. You just made like this guy that was like the creepiest thing I've ever met.
Okay. Nonsense. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought we got back to Me Too Kid.
Oh god. What did you mean at the end?
Me Too Kid.
Oh yeah. Like. Me too, kid.
No, he was like, Me Too Kid. And then he shuts the door.
That's right. I thought you were personally relating to the quote.
Mr. Finger dents.
Anyway.
Why else didn't you want to be a girl? It can't just be because like recess was awkward.
I always wanted to play with like the guy toys, like Nerf guns.
Like, or like in first grade, like the dinosaurs. Oh, but everybody liked the dinosaurs. But like, they were the shit. Yeah. Or like playing on the rug with the cars. Oh, no, that's boring. No, that's the best. Like you like go into like a little store in the park. I liked to do the long neck because it was the most easily manipulated dinosaur because you could make it snap. And like the T-Rex, you just had to like make it like hobble along. Yeah, that's true. I got very into trying to make my whatever I was playing with move realistically. And like I used to get very elaborate with it. Like if I was playing with Barbies, I'd reach in through the window and then like hide my hand behind something so that like I could see my Barbie moving but not my hand. And get very into like making her wrists. Like I always hated it when girls would play and this Barbie's fucking arm was like, yeah, and they're just like, yeah. And I'm like, fix that. Like Barbie, nobody walks like that. Like, can you imagine if your mom came and you were like, hello, child? Like you'd be like,
It's like The Sims.
when your baby is like a triangle. And your sim loves it anyway.
One time ours glitched. You know the noise they make when they're like,
Yeah.
ours glitched as like she was cooking soup. She made that noise.
Oh.
It was like,
Oh.
I know.
That's what you do when you make food. You absolutely do. You're like,
That's like me getting excited about how it's gonna taste.
okay, so you get horny, whatever.
Do you think someone sees two people can see one person differently at the same time that person sees them differently themselves?
I don't think that that's a rarity. I think it's like everybody looking at everybody.
Really?
I don't think anybody, I think that our perspectives of ourselves are warped, but I also think that humans are very self-centered creatures, so we project what we perceive in ourselves onto others. So, like, when you look at a stranger, you are looking at yourself.
And almost like if we had the ability to 100% with accuracy draw what we saw, our drawing to someone else would see what they want to see in a person. Or like, as you're saying now, of themselves. Almost as if like, as kids we can name like that red, and it'll be blue to the other person in actuality, but a different name. Do you make that connection between the two? It's just an example. But like, you know what I mean?
I saw this video once of this artist who never looked at the people that he was drawing. He would say, describe yourself.
And there's an easel, like, yeah.
And he'd draw them. And then he would get to look at them and he'd draw them again. And like every single time, the one that he drew that was just them describing themselves, like, you know, this is what this looks like, they looked worse.
I saw that. Yeah, I think you should it to me.
Maybe, because I cried for like ever watching it. Just because these women were depicting themselves as like these little ogre looking things. And he did it exactly as they said, you know, they said, and then my eyebrows are very close together and my eyes are very strange and like, and he would, you know, I watched the extended version and he'd say like, don't use adjectives like that, don't say strange, like give me real things, and they say things like, they just basically be like, I'm ugly, and he'd say, no, what do you look like? And they would struggle to find those words, because it was harder to get past, it was hard to like, you know, define their own ugliness, but they did it, and yeah, every picture that he drew of their description They always looked worse. And then when he drew them, he said, I did this as accurately as I could. I didn't alter anything. I didn't embellish anything. And they'd be like, wow, I look really cute in that one.
Do you think, like, they're, when they look at the one that they described, do they see themselves as they do in the mirror?
Well, they're looking at it right next to his. So, like, I think that it's hard to get past the comparative.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that, like, if he never showed them his version, if they were just looking at what, they'd probably be like, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Like, it's me.
Wow. How would you describe yourself?
Ugly.
Remember how you asked me to do it the other day?
That's what I was kind of pulling from. I don't know. Very round face. And, like, very childlike cheeks. Really small forehead. Archless eyebrows, like, almost like caveman straight across. I'm telling you what I think. If my cheeks weren't so puffy, then you'd be able to tell that I have very high cheekbones. But, like, they just round out. So, like, at just the right angle, you can see it. I have lips that when you're learning how to draw a face, they teach you how to draw lips like this. And really pointy, arched top lips. And, I have Johnny Depp lip syndrome where, like, my top lip doesn't line up with my bottom lip. It's, like, shorter in length. Upturned, pointy, witchy nose, but cute. Really big, squarey butt chin. And generic white girl eyes.
Sorry. Holding a phone bag. Trying to. What's white girl eyes?
Like, not any specific shape. Like, they're not almond shaped, they're not cat shaped, they're not, like, they're literally, like, just a line and then a line. Like, I think that I look like when you're learning how to draw somebody, this is the most basic shape. Like, not offensive or overdone or, like, oh my god, she needs to, like, get plastic surgery to fix that. But, like, no accentuated, nothing special. Like, if anything, I'm special in that, like, everything is so basic. And, you know, most girls that are basic, like, they've got, like, when you think, like, basic bitch, you think, like, Ugg boots and yoga pants and, like, top bun and that, like, flat white girl hair and a broad forehead. And, like, I literally look like a depiction of a human.
That was amazing.
Why?
Why do you put that? He's like, I know exactly what you're talking about, but you don't look like it, but I see, like, you recognize the artistic element behind what is your face. And that's how you see yourself, which is so funny because you're not.
Well, I remember taking an art class, you know, in school. Like, it was the first year you got to choose your own elective. And, of course, I was, like, art. And I remember that they were teaching you how to draw a face, and, like, the first thing they teach you is the upside-down egg, and I was like, my face is kind of shaped like that. And then I remember that they were drawing a nose, and it was just, like, you know, straight down, straight in, you know, oval, oval. And I was, like, looking at other kids' noses, and obviously, like, most kids didn't have that at all. There was, like, a little arch here and, like, a bump there and blah, blah, blah. But then I remember being, like, my nose is just, like, doot, doot, like, literally an L. Except maybe a little witchier. And then we were drawing lips, and it was just, like, an M. And I was like, my lips do that. And I just remember being, like, this is weird. And, like, eyes were just a little hump, a little hump. And, like, most people's eyes, like, go, you know, they do all kinds of, like, almond shapes and, like, fan out or, like, you know, the wideness starts here where they're slightly tilted to give them that puppy dog look, and mine just goes straight across. Like, I'm so basic that it's odd, because most people aren't this basic. I don't have any, like, lines, I don't have any strange angles, nothing's too big, nothing's too small. It's just, like, basic. Isn't that weird? Do you see it?
That's really interesting.
You're high.
Talk more about art. but like, to see it live, it's really cool.
Can you hide more often? Okay. In Mario, the bushes are the clouds. They just colored them differently. They're the exact same. They use the same graphics to make the bushes and the clouds. They even have the same little happy face. But they just make the clouds white and move them higher up. They recycle a lot of the same shapes and just add a
What else?
pattern.
Double, because I think I knew that one.
I know the pipes are like something else and the flagpoles are something else, but I can't remember what.
Did you recognize it?
I remember noticing it and being like, what? And then there was like a whole thing online about it. And I was like, I knew it. I don't know.
Yeah, no one would be doing it.
You're high. I'm
No,
literally
no,
doing
I'm just
nothing.
voicing it now. Like I always kind of like sit there and silent on, but like. What? Go through the like angles of the eyes again.
I think if I could talk about anything endlessly, it wouldn't even be art, it would be you. Seriously? I know your face better than I know anything else.
This just got really intense.
I don't know my face as well as I know your face. And which just says something about, like, when I look at you, I'm just, I don't know, cataloging it or something. Like, my brain is very active when I'm, like, observing you and thinking about you, whereas, like, with most people, it's like, I register who they are, and then they become background noise. But you never do. You're always in the spotlight. I never thought, I thought it would take me having a kid to be just this content watching another person exist. I feel like a villain or something, like cutting my cat. Watching you prepare for this hilarious. So you look a little horny. You're like. Various parts of your head. Especially like day 3 of not showering, when it's just like flat on top.
I think that's like 4.
I didn't want to say 4 and offend you, but yeah.
No, I wasn't offended because that just means I can get away with it back on it.
You know, my friend Jackie in 6th grade and 5th grade, like, they were like best friends. And then I told you she became like too like conscious and like wanted to be cool and fit and whatever. So we were sitting at a table next to like that stupid Jackie boy kind of, and like he was annoying, and I like knew a little bit more about people and their lives and stuff in school, and he was kind of, you know, he was on the football team and did all the cool things, but like mostly up here he was kind of annoying. But anyway, he was standing cafeteria up there in the scenario. And we were at a big table because we were at, like, you know, maybe a little bit below average. And so, like, at first you, like, throws it and we were eating. And then I was like, and that's when you get paranoid too. So it's done something like that. And, like, you get all flushed and stuff because, like, I'm being picked on. And then, like, the next one he threw, I, like, caught. And then I turned and looked at him. And then, like, he was like, oh.
and then like the next one he threw, I like flicked away. And Jackie was really, really embarrassed, so much so that like she wouldn't sit with Cindy and I the next day because we refused to like move tables. We were like, whatever, like they're done. If they throw it again, like we'll just throw it back. But she refused. She's like, no, don't sit on this side. But I was actually really affected by it. I just played like I wasn't because I didn't want to be. Like, giving in would be Jackie. I want to be, like, cool, like Cindy who genuinely could not care. That was very much a way I like, yeah, like really affected me. I just didn't want, I didn't want to be able to affect me more than it was, and therefore give in and move table.
That's high school?
Oh my god, high school was so dumb.
That's so interesting. Like, you, in my head, you were 12. Like, that whole scenario I related to at 12. Or maybe 11, you know. Oh my god, by 14, I was, like, going to school with, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, basically, a survival kit of, I had, like, my fucking meds, and I was hungover, and, I had, like, in my backpack, like, this hoodie, and I'd go into, like, the fucking bathrooms and just nap for the next 2 periods, and then, like, leave the bathroom, like, did not fucking care. You know, teachers would be like, you really need to apply yourself more, and it's like, bitch, I'm here. Somebody give me an A for that.
And it got to the point where, like, by high school, when there was bullying, I was like, I feel like bullying in high school would be the same as if I got an office job and there's bullying at the office. I'd be like, the fuck is this still happening for? Like, don't these people have hobbies?
Like, there was this, video they showed of, what are they called? The bull riders?
Fighters.
The bull fighters? I don't know what they're called. There's like a Hispanic word for it, like, I don't, something in Spanish, but, matador.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, this is graphic, and of course the bull, like, tramples him, he hits the ground just the right way, and he's instantly dead. And it's on tape, like, and, well, the bull doesn't even really trample him, the bull knocks him off, kicks him in the back, he hits the ground, he's already gone. Like, talk about, like, your soul just being like, bye! Like, this man was so instantly dead. And of course, half the kids are, like, not even paying attention because the room is dark and they're doing whatever they want. The other half are like, ooh! And I am bawling. Like, there is just tears streaming down my face. I am horrified. And this girl is, like, hysterical laughing at me. Like, she cannot believe the amount of emotion I am exhibiting. And she's just, like, so much so that not only is she laughing at me, but she's shocked by me. Like, she's covering her mouth and pointing at me and, like, creating such a spectacle of me and, like, shaking her friend and pointing at me. And I can see it on my peripheral because she's, like, diagonal to me. And I'm just, like, I think I'm, like, sitting like this and, like, rubbing my head and just, like, and I'm replaying in my head him just hitting the ground and knowing that he's already dead. And just so disturbed by that. And I always had, like, an issue with, like, instantaneous death. I hate it. Like, I hate how fast and instantly sometimes people are just gone. And, you know, I'm thinking about how this man's son might have been in the crowd, that this was a fun day for him. You know, he had some fucking cotton candy in his hand or whatever, and now his dad's dead, gone. You know, just so quick. And I'm so disturbed, and she's just shaking her friend, covering her mouth, laughing at me. And I'm just like, what kind of human is she? She's just a high school breed. You know, and then I don't, like, where did she go? When did she develop, like, the compassion that the average adult attains? Because she was extremely lacking. She was very on, like, the, like, if she had taken a freaking psychological test, she would have registered as a sociopath at that point in her life. But you don't really meet these people in reality until you enter customer service. But, like, where do these people go? Because this, like, cruelty that these kids have, this kid that threw a fucking ball at you, like,
It's like a real big piece of paper. Like, yeah.
whatever.
Sometimes it sounds fun.
That nature, where does it go? Because, like, I've never met anybody like her since, but there was a million of her in the walls of that building. I wouldn't say I was average, but I also wouldn't say that I was a loser, because people that liked me were the right people. I always got, like, anybody who could think for themselves enjoyed my presence and liked to talk to me. So, like,
you could divide the school in half. There weren't cliques in my school. There weren't really like status, but there was like two kinds of kids. The kinds of kids that seemed to have developed a sense of self-awareness, and then the kinds of kids like that girl who just, I thought that they were like caricatures of a human. I thought that they were like these crude, half-baked ideas of a person.
Essentially, they are.
Yeah, I guess they're so
They put their
wrong.
family in their room, and no one's watching. They're right there. Just in high school, and they have to like create this person.
Right, and then the kids that kind of figured that out, you know, the kids that could hold a conversation, even like the ones, I remember this a lot, like kids would think they were all that just because they could hold a conversation, and they'd be like, oh, I thought about this deep thing, and I'm like, that's not that deep. But like, at least those kids, they liked me. And I was lucky, you know, my high school, the cool kids were also the kids that were like thoughtful and smart and kind, and like the teachers loved them, and they turned out to be like valedictorian, and you know, they were like well-rounded people, and they always really liked me. But I made instant and absolute enemies of the other kind, to the point where like in their hierarchy, they may have cliques, and they weren't really the majority. I'd say it was very evenly split in half, but like these more thoughtful bully, like these kids that were more prone to act like, I don't even know, like,
Less than monkeys.
with their like Hollister and stuff like that, they were horrified by me.
They're trying to be cool. They aren't actually. 'Cause
Right.
They don't actually know what cool is, but like, they're trying so hard, and they know they're not. But they're not yet at the point where they're comfortable with accepting they aren't. They're stuck with trying, but you do so and it's like, stop trying. It's not working, I know who you are. So it's terrifying for them, they don't like you.
And I think that they're so uncomfortable with themselves that watching somebody who is so, I don't even know if I could say I was comfortable with myself. I just,
True.
yeah, genuine, and you know, that sort of thing, like crying in class like that, like, I guess she probably thought I was having like a breakdown or something. And she just couldn't wrap her head around.
Yeah, no, she definitely wasn't thinking about the sun and the cotton candy and like.
I feel like we all do this in any institution, you know, college, high school, you go away to like fucking summer camp, you know, you just get involved and it becomes your world. And for me, that mentality never stuck with me. Ever. Not even in like grade school when I was really little.
That's so interesting because like I wanted the other one, but like I wanted the other one because I didn't want to need the like mentality to be a part of something because I wasn't. So I wanted to just be able to like not care about it.
Right.
But that's what I wanted. So I was actually most happy when I succeeded in that mentality. You know, like you said, joining sports and like, you know, just socializing and stuff.
And you finally find your place.
Yeah, and more people know you. And
See, yeah, I never was drawn to any of that.
I would go into the lunch line and I'd take all of the like little barcodes off of the food and put it on my tray and eat everything in line.
Oh my god.
And then like I just make her ring up my barcodes on my tray and give her the tray.
That's awesome.
No school spirit. In fact, I had so little school spirit that I was actually like, this is creepy. Like, we're all screaming and roaring and like acting like an animal that was designated to us, and like proud to be a bulldog. No, I'm not a bulldog. Like, it just none of it ever did anything for me.
Well, I remember that like you used to be like upset almost by me when I'd be like, ugh, about stuff like that. Like just being enthusiastic about communities and like togetherness or whatever. And you'd be like, no, it's alright. It's not like that.
Right.
I think the first time that feeling that like, oh, I'm part of something was when I went to like a show in DC, and like just that feeling of like being at a show, you know?
like in the audience.
Yeah. Like, especially since I was in a mosh pit, and it was just like, oh god, this is so cool. And this is such a good feeling. And then I was like, this is, I think, what most people do feel at, like, pep rallies and, like, school spirit
Oh,
and
like a
stuff.
concert?
Yeah.
It was a concert.
Well, it was a show. Like, concerts are bigger. Like, shows, like, sort of, like, in a little place.
But was it for a band?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a concert, but, like, I don't want you thinking that I went to, like, you didn't need, like, tickets or anything. You just go to the door. And, just pay to get in. Like, I think the third time I went, I finally got up a ball to, like, crowd surf. But it's funny because theater was sort of my opportunity to get into that. Like, there's this tight-knit group of people, like, they actually go to parties together, and they do all kinds of, like, you know, these people are always connected and talking, and it's, like, a big deal. And, you know, when you went into, I didn't realize this, but, like, when you do theater as your extracurricular, you're kind of, like, taking on 3 different loads of things. Because, like, the theater kids interact a lot with the band kids, because the band kids will do orchestra for your plays, and you stay after school a lot. Other extracurriculars, like, fucking, like, ceramics or whatever, you don't stay after school for that, but, like, theater is, like, yeah. And I just remember, like, even then, I thought that these kids were fucking nuts.
They're a little bit like...
But, like, because I was part of it, you'd think that I would understand their passion. And I did. Like, I loved it, but, like, when they got into, like, the competitiveness and the competitions and earning status and then just their general, like, intensity, I mean, it would have been sin to say it's just a high school play. Nobody fucking cares. This is not Broadway. You're, like, our turn-up for this show is going to be not even half the auditorium. And I didn't think that there was anything offensive about that, but I might have, like, been expelled. Like, they might have been like, you don't belong here. There was a guy today, and it was literally Kelly in man version. So he comes up, and he's like, hey, I got this script that I need filled. And she's like, okay. She takes it. All right. She goes to the back and checks stock. And she shows it to the pharmacist, and he says, oh, it looks like there's some problem with the insurance. So she goes back, and she says, looks like we've got some insurance problems. And he's like, oh, yeah? Like what? And she's like, not sure. And he says, oh. And, like, that neither of them go anywhere after that. And I'm just, like, at the other register, like, listening to them, completely ignoring my customer, like. And so Kelly just sits back down and sits there, and he just stands there. And I'm just, like, internally dying, and I'm just like, Kelly has just met another Kelly, and there's nothing to be done now. Like, there is a paradox, the universe is gonna rip open, because nobody's gonna have anything done. And literally, like, 2 minutes later, Dan, the pharmacist, finally comes out, and he says, all right, so I think I worked it out. And she's like, oh, cool. And, like, takes it, and she looks at the guy, and she's like, I think you worked it out. And he's like, all right. And I'm just like,
But, like, they were literally doing this. It was unbelievable. I remember it happening and wanting to look at Kelly and be like, that guy was you. I rung him up, and just to, like, see how he reacted, I was, like, going about what I needed to do a little off, and, like, not being as helpful as I could be, just to see if he'd, like, ask me for help or get frustrated or anything like that.
so first you have to enter the last 4 digits of your phone number to verify your identity, and then another thing comes up, and it asks you for your full phone number, but this time it's not your identity, it's for your rewards card membership number. But it's, like, usually the same number, so people get confused. And, so if I click a button, I can take the screen away from your rewards card membership number, and you can just go straight to paying, because if they're like, oh, I don't want to do that, then I can click next and, like, basically take them to, like, swipe their card. And so he, like, reached down to, like, put his number in again for the rewards, but I clicked away so that there was nothing for him to type, so he just was like, yeah, so he's like, and then I put it back, and he was like, and I took it away, and he was like, and I'm just like,
I don't know if his reaction or you're doing that. It's funny.
yeah, I'm a bit of a shit.
No, like the fact that you just like were curious by him.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
like,
yes, very much so.
went out of your way to like see. I don't know, because you were curious.
This one time, this woman drove up, put her script in, like, the little drawer, and as I was closing it, I said, and then she was already driving off. So, she was gone, and she just expected me to fill it. So, I placed it next to the drawer, and when she came back to pick it up, like, I kept checking to see if she was next. And obviously I needed to use the drawer, but like, I made sure that when she pulled up, it was in the drawer already. And so she came to pick it up, and it was just her script in the drawer, and she's like, and I was like, yeah, you left that here.
I thought you were gonna say like, mint please.
Oh, no.
I was waiting for that.
No, I just was like, I just wanted her to feel like I never even touched it. Like, it was just in that drawer. And anybody could have grabbed it. And it was just right there for her, and she just, like, snatched it and drove off again. But just, like...
That's awesome.
I'm so nice that you think that.
Like, you just stick it to the man. Who actually does that and, like, so cleverly. And so casually. That's why it throws people off, because everyone, like, wants to.
And I think people look at me and expect me to be very compliant. Like, they see, like, sweet little girl or something like that.
I'm glad you were really